Hello, I'm Elizabeth from Elizabeth's Healing Path, and today we're going to be talking about part one of our three-part process of the detox. In the other video, I talked about how to prep for your detox, and now we're going to be talking about the first part. But before I do that, I want to say this is a very customizable detox. We're going to be figuring out what works well for your body. Now, to do that, I first want you to ask yourself, are you someone who jumps right in? My mom always says that. She's like, you always jump right in without, I don't know, thinking. I can't remember what she tells me. I'm like, when I get excited about something, I like to jump right in. So are you someone who likes to jump right in, or do you like to stick your toe in first? Now, if you like to stick your toe in first, you might want to do this part as part two and do part one first. It allows you to gradually go in. And so I like to jump right in. So I start my day with the first 3 days are going to be a fast of sorts. And you're going to figure out what kind of fast it's going to be for you. So one of the ways we can do that, as I'm going to explain to you the differences. So the very deepest level is probably a water fast. Or maybe doing water and herbal teas, no caffeinated teas. So that's a very cleansing detox right there. And you're not getting really any nutritional value within it, but you're just flushing your system. It's also generally something that most people find they can only do if they're not leaving their house. So you spend 3 days not cleaning your house, like yoga, maybe doing a gentle walk, laying in bed reading a book, maybe some inspiring movies. Really take that 3 days to pretend you have the flu. I always say doing a detox is like picking which date you want to be sick, and so that you don't actually have to take time off, it's an elected day. So if you're going to do a water and herbal tea fast, I wouldn't even do honey, like just herbs. And pick herbs based off of your goals that we set in the previous video. So water is like, okay, that's like the most cleansing generally, right? And then we have two that I think that some people kind of disagree on which one's more cleansing. Feel it into your body. So the one is a juice fast, which means you only drink green juices, maybe throw in a couple wheatgrass shots. Don't do a fruit juice because you need that fiber. So I wouldn't suggest doing a fruit juice, but you can do like apple mixed with your vegetable juice. I like the Mean Green from, the juice fasting movie. I'll post that in the playlist. So doing a juice fast for these 3 days can be very, very cleansing, depending on your target. Now, there's a book called The Grape Cure. And they talk about mono fruit fasting. It means you pick one kind of fruit. Generally, it's something that's going to be in season, something that's really easy to get, something will be really yummy and juicy and delicious. For example, when I do a summer, I'll do a watermelon. They call it an island as well, a watermelon island. You can do a banana or a mango island, but those tend to be really on the high sweet side and not quite as cleansing. But grapes are extremely cleansing as well. If you want to go crazy, cucumber is technically a fruit. You can do a cucumber island, but I don't really hear that one. You could pick apple, kiwi, whatever you want. Just pick one fruit and do that fruit for the 3 days. So that's an option. That's very, very cleansing for the lymphatic system. So especially if you want to target the lymphatic system, a mono fruit cleanse is very, very healing. So we're going to do 3 days of that. Now let's go on the opposites, like a little bit farther down the spectrum of one that is not so cleansing on the lymphatic, but still helps you get in that space, and that's going to be a broth. Now this is great if you're doing a detox in the winter. So you're doing a detox in the winter, you want something warm, so you can make a broth. If it resonates with you, you can try bone broth, but I don't want you to put any salt in this bone broth. If you're craving salt, do a vegetable juice with celery or put some seaweed in your broth. So you can make a nice vegetable broth. There's a lot of really healing vegetable broths out there. Some mushroom broth, a garlic broth, if you want to smell like garlic. So finding a broth that kind of resonates with your body and doing a broth. And so that is cooked, and it does have a different cleansing level than doing the raw fruits and vegetables and things like that. But still very, very cleansing. So now you have these 4 options to choose from for the first 3 days, or day 8, 9, and 10 if you're a dip your toe in kind of person and you want to do this as phase 2. So how do you choose? Now, I feel like we generally have pretty good instincts about what our body needs, and sometimes we just don't listen to that. So what are your instincts saying? So if you can just tap into that, like my body's saying, grape. But sometimes it's hard to hear it. I know with myself, I sometimes have a hard time hearing and clearing through the programming that I learned, or you should do this, or you shouldn't do that, and instead of really concentrating on what we should do. Just like when someone asks my opinion, I'll say, well, that doesn't resonate with my body. That's not something my body likes. The master cleanser is also an option. I've done the master cleanser with a detox. What worked best for me is not doing the full master cleanse, but doing it just for these 3 days. I felt like it was much too intense. When you're doing the master cleanser and you're drinking maybe a gallon of it per day, you're consuming about 2,000 calories of maple syrup per day. And that doesn't resonate with my body, so I would just do a liter. And then I was only getting about 500 calories per day, and doing only 500 calories per day. By the end of the 14 days, I looked like death had come over me. And that didn't happen to me when I did a 14-day juice fast. That just didn't. I was getting so many more nutrients through the form of juice, still only getting less than 500 calories, but the nutrient density was so much stronger with a vegetable juice that I felt fine by the end of 14 days. And I looked so pale. It was bad. So if you want to do a master, that's the 5th option. Doing 3 days of the master cleanser. The lemon is very purifying. Lemon is a great cleanser. So it's not, the maple syrup is just there to help it make it palatable. The cayenne pepper is very great for breaking up mucus, which happens a lot when we detox. We have a buildup of mucus as our body is letting go of things. And so the master cleanser is also an option. So 5 options. So I'm going to put that, I'm going to tier this. So I'm going to say first level tier, most cleansing, is the water and herbals. The second tier, I would say, is the fruit, monofruit, or the fruit juices. And I would say the third tier is either the master cleanser or a broth. So we have those 3 tiers. So you can use a pendulum. Now, I'm not quite sure how they work, but in my head how they work is, I think our subconscious and our unconscious knows way more than we think we know. And your body intuitively knows what it needs. And so we can ask it with a pendulum. Now, that's my understanding of pendulum. Everyone might have a different understanding. That's what resonates with me. So I've had many pendulums. They come and go out of my lives. This is a wind up being a little thing that I got at the store, and I just kind of used it to determine what stones to put inside. I believe I have lapis lazuli and a green aventurine in here right now, just because I couldn't find one at the store that resonated with me. So you can ask it. Put it in between your hands, over your hands. Deep breath, center yourself. Let it become steady. Can I use this pendulum to determine what foods to eat for my detox? And before you want to ask what is yes, what is no, my yeses are always circling clockwise, and I just got a yes. So then I could say, for phase 1, should I do a water and herbal tea fast? Now, I've been doing this so much, I usually get my answer way before the pendulum starts moving. It's like an energy zips through my body, and I can tell if it's a yes or a no. Should I do a juice fast? So back and forth are generally maybes. should I do a mono fruit fast? And I just got a yes. And I've already been meditating about this, so you can go through, should I do this, this, this? Should I do a grape cleanse? And I got a yes. Now I can also say, should I do the master cleanser? Got a no. Should I do a broth cleanse? And I got a no. So that's just how I work with the pendulum. If you're not quite sure which way you want to go, you could do it based off of, hey, I want to get a really deep cleanse, or hey, I want to do something nice and easy. Just feel what resonates with your body. All these cleanses that are out there, they're partially based in science, but for every cleanse that worked for one person, there's probably 5 more that didn't work for. So it's about figuring out what resonates with your body ultimately, and we'll be doing this throughout the entire cleanse. But the first step is, hey, let's jump in if you want to, or if this is part 2, and let's get some cleansing done. So I need to go to the store today to buy more grapes because I bought some grapes, and then my nieces ate all my grapes. Not all of them, but they ate like half of them. And so they were some really great organic grapes. I also suggest you do organic on this. Again, you're trying to cleanse your body. Now, no salts and definitely no fats. Okay, so why no fats? So when your body is cleansing, we're using the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system, 50% of your lymphatic nodes are in your gut to help you digest food and regulate healthy bacteria. It actually decides whether or not something in your gut should stay there or if it should send out things to kill it, which means you could have healthy bacteria, and if you, for example, have autoimmune issues, your lymphatic system is telling you to kill the healthy stuff. It's so confused. So having a healthy lymphatic system is very important. Now there's a part of your lymphatic system called the cystic chyli. It's about right here. I don't think that's in the video. It's right at the edge of that rib cage, like right here. Right. Here's your rib cage. It's right there. Right above, around your solar plexus. And this is kind of an interesting thing because your lymphatic system also helps fat digestion. So the nodes that come off the lymphatic system actually are, instead of clear like the rest of your body, are a milky color from the fat that your lymphatic system is helping to clean out with that fat. So it then goes to the cystic chyli, and then once it leaves it, the cystic chyli does what it does, and it becomes clear again. I don't know where it sends it. There's so much about the lymphatic system we still don't know. But all I know is it's clear again once it leaves it. So we want to help clear out the cystic chyli. So we want to clear out that part of it as well. So we want to introduce as little fat or no fat as possible to really get a deeper cleanse. Cystic chyli? I'm totally saying it wrong. But that's the reason. And salt help our body hold on to water. At this point, we're trying to flush it all out. We don't want to be holding on to water. But things like celery and seaweeds and things like that are fine. It doesn't react the same way in the body. So I'm giving you this as an understanding to, hey, this is how the body works. And then you can make the decision on what's best for your body based off of this information. Okay. So thank you for watching, and I'll probably have a few more videos for this first part, and then I'll see you in part 2. Oh, like and share.